Hey, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to the Rock and Beards podcast. It's your boy HSR, and joining me tonight is Jay, since he never says his own name, and Syd. We got him to come back, which is pleasant and lovely, because he knows more about the rock music than us, and that's very good to have around at a moment like this.
He's cool. Holden's not. I'm awesome.
Yes, that's a good way to look at it, I suppose. So just, why don't you tell us what album it is, Jay? I know how excited you are to introduce this band.
So, welcome back. The album we are doing is called Hog of Thunder.
And who's it by?
Broken Social Scene.
Yeah.
He loves this album.
He was so enthused to be here. You don't understand. He was like banging on the door early, like, yeah!
No,
Super
actually,
excited.
it's pretty cool. It was a different experience doing this album.
All right, so have you guys ever heard of Broken Social Scene before this?
Heard of, yes. Given much of a real listen to, no.
Obviously, by my long-ass pause while I was trying to read the thing, I don't think you know. I don't think I know anything.
No. What I do know is they're Canadian super group out of Toronto. Super group, from what I understand, means there's no set lineup, but usually like the core guys, and then a bunch of famous people swap in.
What supergroup means?
I'm wrong.
What supergroup means is that
See?
all or most of the members come from established bands. So like Velvet Revolver is a supergroup. Audio Slave is a supergroup.
Right.
We're a supergroup.
We're a supergroup because we're super guys.
But
yeah.
So yeah, but it's influx cast members for this band, right? Like they have
Yeah, but so like most of the band members, you know, you got members from Metric, you got members from
Jay's
other bands.
my basement. We play in my basement sometimes.
But
Yeah, we're called
I
Smashing
know that the
Pumpkins.
Feist girl was involved for a while and then disappeared for a while. Feist.
I
Right,
said Spice
Feist.
Girl. I was like, what?
Feist girl.
Yeah,
Feist.
she's on the record.
Yeah, and so I mean I don't really know much about them, and you're all gonna have to bear with me for this one. I've never listened to an album that sounded like this before, probably ever. This is my first exposure to what I otherwise would have called Osheaga music in light of our music festival here in Montreal.
So I mean, this album is what we refer to as art rock.
Art
This
rock.
is a perfect example of art
Holy
rock.
shit, that explains the cover.
This
Yes.
is a freaking CD you listen to Starbucks. With all
Yeah,
the hipsters.
it's an album that's supposed to mean more than the music.
It really doesn't.
Which I mean, I won't get too much into, but
Well, no, sir, I'm curious, man. Just because in case anybody like me is watching this, what do you mean by that?
I mean, a lot of these bands they're trying to make a statement with the music, and so it's not your hooky, poppy, catchy music that you would generally just
this
want to
is
put on and
so
relax to.
So,
I guess it's there's supposed to be more to it than that. There's supposed to be this sense of an impending something, not necessarily danger, but like
Okay.
impending change, and it's supposed to represent
But
the society around it. It's supposed to represent the scene, and it's supposed to represent. But it's
so with the name of the band, Broken Social Scene, I guess that is very clear.
yeah.
And then with the album cover, Hug of Thunder, we learn that they're
Hugging Thunder.
like into the happier, or not happy, that's not the right word. Like they want to hug you instead of punch you, is what I take. But they still have a point because Thunder is loud and like they have something to say,
Yeah, exactly.
but it's gonna hug you.
So basically, they're the Care Bears of anger.
Yes, and that was amazing. Well put, sir. I don't know. I don't want to make fun of this, right?
I
This
will.
is not music that I understand, so I'm trying to be as courteous as I can with it. But man, it was strange. I mean, the album cover is
It made
It's-
me
it's
want
like
to
a
explore my
painting.
body.
fucking painting with like
Tetris.
graffiti marks that look like guns and other such things on it. And
What it looks to me is it looks like kind of a nondescript, chipped away old painted white wall, like on the outside of like a cement building, and then you've got, I guess what is supposed to be kids have come along and drawn guns in crayon on this wall, and I guess that's supposed to represent like the loss of innocence in society, and I could just be reaching right now.
honestly,
Like I feel like it's as bold as it is cute.
yeah.
And I think that's what the title Hog of Thunder is also going for. Like, yeah, we're cute and we're fluffy, but we're also telling you that the world is gonna end. And
Like, we're the safe music you've come to expect from us still, but this time we're dangerous.
Well, anyways, now
Anyway,
how I feel about the album cover, I feel like it probably belonged to someone's child, and they're like, "Why not do this? Good job, A for effort," because it looks utterly shit to me. I'm like, really? You could have done something more. It could have had a lot more meaning. And if I'm not seeing the meaning,
Look,
there's a comment section on the bottom. Please explain it to me, because right now I see like he pointed out before, a toy gun. I see like some Tetris blocks, and I'm like, okay, this is
honestly,
stupid.
I was in the art museum the other day, and it looks like the stuff that's in that room
Yeah.
has new and modern stuff. And I always stare at it, and I'm like, okay. And that's how I feel about this. You know what, though? I would not remember this.
That's the thing. This is meant for people above our stature in the art world.
Okay,
You know
I
what
see
I
you're
mean?
saying
Like
now.
this is for the people who know what the symbolism is they're looking for. It's the type of thing that would sell really well in a museum, but the average person would go in there and go,
Why am I looking at this?
Yeah.
What?
You know what I feel like?
I feel like
This is gonna be hung up in a Starbucks where all the people with drinking their fucking $12 coffees can be like, "This is so important about life, but life isn't complicated, and I am sad. I'm gonna go jerk off in the bathroom now." That's how I feel when I see this.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would jerk off to this, but
If
you know,
you're
to each their
artist,
own.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but you're also not at that art level, I think, is what Jay's trying to convey.
Okay, so this is like
it's not the
porn
average
to the
man stuff.
Yeah, that's what he's going with.
to the artists.
Okay, I think we should get into this album, though.
Let's get into it.
Sol Luna is the very beginning.
Stupid fucking track.
First song, So Luna. What did I think about it? I think it was utterly pointless. I feel like this could have been in the beginning of a movie, and then I would have, okay, I can understand, like some sci-fi movie. But besides that, it was kind of interesting for a few seconds, then I was just like, okay, skip. I couldn't skip it because I have to review this for you fuckers. I love you all, thank you. But this song is utterly, not even a song, a bunch of noise is utterly fucking shit. It's a waste of time. If you do yourself a favor, go to 2. Don't even go to 1. Go to 2. If you know what I'm talking about, use Spotify, use whatever the fuck you use, go to 2. Don't listen to this.
I think everybody understands the
I don't
concept of
care.
an album.
I'm helping them. Go to number 2. I
Okay.
gave this a 1 on fucking 5. I can't give
Okay.
0. Actually, 0.5.
Can you give 0? We can't
No,
give 0.
zero, zero.
Oh, I was gonna give a 0.
0.5
No,
That's not
on
fair.
5.
I don't even
All right.
agree at all.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you want to go?
Well, you hate it. Just
All
dive
right.
in.
Yeah, that was stupid, man. I love instrumental tracks. This just reminds me. Okay, Coheed and Cambria, the emo darlings of 15 years ago, and one of my favorite bands still, released an album called In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, and the opening track is called The Ring in Return, and it's like there's the phone rings and a woman goes hello, and then da na 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 na, and it's like a really really dumb intro, but at least it's theatrical and it fits with the concept of the album. This is just random strings getting louder, and it's not even like original random strings. Like this is like it's just arbitrary sounds thrown onto a record to introduce something. Like it I felt I'm giving it 0.5 because that's the
Now I listen to a lot of hip hop albums for this channel.
No shit.
And this is something I encounter a lot more in hip hop than I've seen in the rock genre. It's this minute-ish introduction tone setter. And the whole purpose of it is to take you from whatever you are feeling and like get you to a place, right? It's kind of like that green shit you're supposed to eat between meals at a fancy dinner to like palate cleanse for a minute, right?
I just need to stop you right there. What you're describing in music is not a hip hop thing. It's an overture.
Okay.
It's a very very old concept in music, and
Sure.
I feel like
How
this
you
one
corrected me.
just doesn't work. Like it's
However,
Let him have
when
his
I
fun
put
with
this
you.
Sorry,
shit on,
yeah.
right, I was like, because I'm like, what the fuck is this? What do I expect, right? I had zero understanding of what was coming. And I put my headphones on. I was sitting there, and I'll be honest, I was half asleep, right? So I'm not like fully with the world yet. And I hit play. And it just came in, and I was like, okay. And then it just builds up, and then it builds up. And there's almost this subtlety to this energy behind this song, right? And then it's all this kind of peaceful serenity, and it's kind of building up your expectations. And then it just takes this dark, ominous twist, and it ends abruptly. And I was like, oh, that was a weird experience.
It made me want to pull my toenails out.
But I felt something with it, right? Like, I felt this weird little twist there at the end, and it was kind of like a tinge of, I guess, what this album is supposed to do. And so, in light of what comes after, I'd say it accomplished its goal. Now, to counter myself, it's pretty fucking boring. And I don't know that I'd want to listen to it a whole bunch, but I do think it was really fitting for the sake of the album in my efforts to understand this music I don't fully grasp, right? So I give it a 3 because it's kind of boring, but I don't think it's shit because if you're right and it's supposed to be like a giant art piece bigger than the fucking individual songs and shit, then it kind of almost, yeah, it fits. I'm okay with it. It was not like terrible. I have heard terrible. This is not that. It's just not good because there's nothing really striking.
Like,
I'll never remember it in 6 months.
that's what I mean. Like, it's not even as good as terrible. Because at least terrible, you remember, like, God damn, that was terrible.
But
this is like what.
if I were to hit play on
Just
this
what?
album,
This is the abortion left over.
I'm totally fine
Yeah,
with actually going through this minute 20. I'm okay with. I would not start at song 2 because I feel like it kind of would get me ready for it, especially if I got to get ready for this album, which I feel like.
If you're
You kinda
reviewing
do,
it, you
man.
listen to it. If you're not, you can go to song 2.
Yeah, I mean, if it made you feel something,
I
there you
did.
go.
I
There
was
you go.
surprised.
That's what music is. So if it made you feel something, that's cool.
Anyway, and I appreciate why y'all don't like it, and that's kind of where it got me back to the 3.
Okay, well, I'm going to be very honest with this song. I gave you my review. I gave you my mark.
Uh-huh.
And you know, guys, because this song was so bad, they don't get a pun this time. Anyways, on to Halfway Home.
Well, that's a. Okay, so this is what I mean experience. Like, I don't know if this is really a good song per se because it's a lot of really excellently composed music, aloof, repetitive, poetically kind of hard to understand lyrics. Like, it's out there with these lyrics, man. Like, I'm a very direct person. It's part of why I love rap so much. It's blunt. It's to the fucking point. When, in my opinion, the good shit is, at least. And this is the opposite of that. This is, like, coded and layered and aloof shit. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I just don't understand anything really on this album directly what they're trying to say. They just kind of allude to stuff. Like, in this song, I got the feeling like you're kind of representing things, and you're kind of doing this, and you're kind of doing that, so you're halfway home. And that's kind of what I felt from the whole fucking song. On that note, it was still fun. It was a really like interesting experience. Like, I feel like if you're in the right frame of mind and you're high as fuck, really, it would be a great and fantastic thing to put on and get lost in. And almost like you start meditating and you start thinking, but you're not really listening to the song. You're just kind of experiencing shit. It's really weird.
I mean, I feel like the drummer carries a lot of this album.
Okay.
We'll get into that later. We'll hear it a little more, but again, on this track, it's got a really nice rhythm. Really nice. It's got a lot of stop and start going on. I like the vocals. I like the hook. It's halfway home. Like, it's got that nice kind of easy, catchy hook that you can grab onto, and it repeats itself enough that like you're never gonna forget it.
It's definitely an earworm.
Yeah, it's definitely an earworm. In terms of the rest of the track, I feel like there's a lot of layers that don't necessarily need to be there. For a group of musicians that's comprised of 19 people, I guess that was kind of inevitable. Whether or not all 19 of them are on this track, obviously they aren't. But like, you know, people
like they
coming in and
swap
out,
in
and
and
there's
out,
and again, there's a lot of random strings happening here that are just kind of over the guitar. And it's just kind of pointless. They didn't need that. They could have stripped it back, made it a little simpler, made it a little less like you need to be listening to everything at the same time, as opposed to just like let the song breathe and be the song. But again, the rhythm is cool. The guitar line is whatever. It's neat. The vocals are catchy. That's my take on it.
Oh my god! Just this.
We got
face
Captain
there.
Hate over here, just like
No, it was.
Please.
You just need to do, like, honestly, like, you know, Molly Percocet, you need to do a bunch of shit. Like, this is just an experience to be taken. Like, I feel like you should be on a magical dragon. If you don't know, do a line of something, do something, inject something, because the CD is just pure, like, I don't know.
We're not encouraging you to do drugs. Please don't do drugs.
Oh, this is nothing have to do with what he says. This
you
is me.
can do drugs.
This is all me. Jay,
you can watch us while you're on drugs. You'll probably enjoy it a lot more.
No, you'll enjoy this album if you're on drugs. I'm saying that 100%. And if that's not their goal here, they're pushing out drugs right now. They're pushing drugs. They're the drug dealers right now.
Okay.
This CD is like you know, if you have, I can't understand it. Fuck. It's so simple. I'm trying to be like smart with it. I can't. It's so bad at times. It's funky. It's mellow. I felt like I was in the 90s for a bit, and I enjoyed it. And then I'm like, why? why are you putting so much like distortion on the voice? Like, why it was like weird.
Yeah.
Like, I want to understand the lyrics. I don't want to have to go search every single song, and that's the problem. You have to like, I can't give you what I believe. Like, I'm seeing halfway home. Like, maybe halfway home, I'm gonna skip this song.
Yeah, I mean, again, and there's
There
a
you go.
tendency in a lot of indie music to overlayer the vocals with chorus and just
I'm a big Killers fan. Now they're more main,
yeah.
but back then they were fucking indie. If this is the new indie, shoot me in my dick.
Well, no,
But I mean,
this is
they're more on the dance
is
rock
this
side.
not
This is
though
more on
the
the art rock
all-star
side. Like,
game of the indies, if we're thinking about it, this is the all-star game.
If this is the
Yeah.
All-Star game, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah, but that's the opposite of almost indie at that point. It's like super indie.
but
This is
again,
pop
like
indie,
it's.
for everyone who knows anything. Anyways, so the
I
song
don't know.
I would
like-
argue that the Killers are pop. I wouldn't even
No,
call
they
them
are.
indie.
They used to be called indie. Now they're
okay.
not.
I guess, but
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I
That's
get
exactly what I
okay,
said,
but as far as this goes, I think
No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done shitting on this.
Okay, continue,
I'm
please.
just kidding. No, but like, I just didn't like the voice. The singing. The vocals did not do it for me, unlike you. I just didn't enjoy them. I couldn't understand the message.
Yeah, I mean, really.
I like the sound though. If this whole CD took every vocal out and just have an instrumental, and charged only $3, it'd probably be the greatest CD ever. But let's be obvious, it's not gonna do that. So I give this
Interesting
one a 2.5.
Okay.
Mainly because I wasn't able to grasp a hold on it completely.
I gave this.
Maybe I should listen to this when I'm on LSD or something, but we'll see.
I gave this a 4. You know why? Because I appreciated the experience side of it. Like, I got that for what they're trying to do with it. It's pretty cool. Because, like, I've heard versions of this that you just want to turn it off right away. Or you can't even finish the song. And in my case, I was able to get through this and be like, that was, like, a weird trip. I'm probably not going to go out of my way to ever listen to again. But I'm happy I did it that one time.
yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's not. It's almost a 5-minute song.
Yeah.
But it didn't really feel like it. I felt like it.
It felt like
For
We
me,
got it, Jay.
it felt like I was in it the whole time. I was down. I was vibing.
Yeah.
Again, the rhythm helped a lot. The drummer helps a lot. He's really creative and he matches.
drummer.
He elevates it. He brings it to the next level. So I give it a 3.5. I dig the song. I could listen to it.
All right. So, yeah, the next one, protest song. Just saying.
I dig it. I think I'm gonna be the only one. I like this one. I feel like that was Emily Haynes singing. I like Metric. I like her voice. She's got a nice. It's a really calming, but at the same time, kind of ominous way that she sings. I dig that. Again, drummer fucking kills it. Nice little atmospheric tune. Little on the long side, but really doesn't feel like it. So that's my take.
All right. So I don't hate it. And I know Jay's going to shit on it, so I want to squeeze in here. Okay. But, so I like the energy of this song, right? And frankly, I like the fact that you have both men and women singing, because it made me realize we've never covered a woman group at all. And it was like, oh, shit, girls, right.
That's not good.
Right. It's not like intentional and stuff. It was we just follow the album release schedule.
I'm a feminist like Justin Trudeau.
And for rock and stuff, this kind of happened. So I was happy to hear that. And I guess the Metric Girl. And the song was weird as fuck to me, right? Because from what I understood, it's kind of just criticizing almost how people like don't really protest fully. Like it's kind of like, or that they're writing their own protest song, because like they have weird lyrics like, this is the next protest like the next song in a long line of protest songs. And like, we're going to join you. And like, I've heard you. All right. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what direction I was supposed to take on it. And
maybe it's like because of the political climate right now, like it's obvious that there are going to be a lot more protest songs, I guess, just statistically coming out in the next few years than have been. And I guess she sees that and kind of goes, okay, but are you going to do something about it, or are you just going to keep writing protest songs like whatever the fuck?
I actually can
you can
appreciate
answer
that
the same
message.
question.
Yeah.
Well,
the Metric has always kind of been more on the protesty side, like songs like Youth Without Youth, or like I know you guys don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So
Look, I don't want to criticize if she does it or not. Usually if you write something like this, it's because you grind harder than other people. And I appreciated this one, but I kind of felt that the second half of the song was very much like the first half of the song, but only a little bit different. And my general problem with this album starts to be that it's very repetitive. Now, like as I said before, I like I haven't said it yet on this place, but dynamic, interesting growth into like storytelling and lyrics and stuff. And this is kind of like start to painting and interpret some shit for yourself out of my lyrics type stuff. And man, it's just weird. I have a lot of trouble wrapping my head around the intent. And so I give it a 3.5 on 5 because the repetition got to me, and yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Did you give it?
I'll give it a 3.5. I hadn't given it a rating yet, but that's where I'm at.
So when I heard the song and I saw the title, I just imagined a bunch of little kids complaining about their college and universities, paying bills and stuff, and wearing red patches because they're a bunch of fucking morons. Yeah, I said that. I completely didn't understand it. I'm not going to lie to you. Half the songs I couldn't understand because I couldn't understand anybody singing in it.
I understood. This one was pretty clear.
I couldn't understand. I don't like when they change their voice to so much. Like I feel like there's so much work in the booth. I don't feel like I'm listening to a person. I feel like I'm listening to a cyborg. I feel like I'm listening to a decent character. I that's a really big problem. Like I hate autotune. I hate it. You can sound great, but you're like, are you really a rapper? Are you really a singer if you have autotune? Like Milli Vanilli. I'm just saying that.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I find it hard to take it serious because it's too mellow.
Okay.
And for a protest song, I feel like there should be either be eerie, dark, or like you can be exciting, but don't be mellow.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
I want to just counter that idea for a second. My thoughts on that are, if there's a whole group of people who only listen to this, right? And they're never going to listen to the other types of protest songs because everybody's sandboxing themselves these days. Right. So that means that, weirdly enough, this genre of music requires its own versions of protest songs. And if they really did write it like that, it wouldn't really fit, right? It would be a completely different thing and probably not reach the audience it's intending. And look, I believe that we're in the midst of a renaissance, and you're right. There are going to be a lot more protesting songs coming out because it is a actually productive avenue to fight the system with. And I think it's necessary for all types of people to have it. I don't understand it. This one is not for me this is not my protest song, but I can see how it might work for some person who doesn't share my like philosophy.
People who are listening to this. This is not stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
I'm stereotyping completely, and I'm wrong for that. And I'll admit it, but I'm still gonna say what I'm gonna say. I feel like if you're listening to this, I don't really feel like you're a protester. I feel like you're just a fucking hipster.
Well, so a lot of this type of music, and I'm gonna sound like a meme right now, but a lot of this type of art music and indie music relies on irony. And oh my god, I'm so ironic. But like the irony of having a song called Protest Song and an album called Hog of Thunder, which it's really heavy subject matter over really light music.
I feel like I'd be putting this on if the Teletubbies were having a death match.
I feel like it's almost chastising their own audience a little bit, saying, listen, you aren't really protesting by showing up to a festival, getting high and fucking around.
And that's it. It's irony on irony on irony on irony.
So like I'm saying,
you're building on top of that.
It's like you're completely right.
But I'm wrong at the same time.
Exactly.
It's so like I'm right for my view on it, but I'm wrong. I understand that.
It's just to understand. My thoughts are, though, this is as necessary as the fuck the system from, let's say, Prophets of Rage or something.
Yeah. Like that. Fine. If it's necessary, fine, but it could have been done way better. I gave it a 3.
Oh, fair.
And I do agree that maybe the condescension that comes from this kind of style isn't really necessary. And if you're gonna be,
tell me, here's a solid question to you guys. Like, let's say you're listening to this song, okay, and there's a message and it's deep as fuck, but by you listening to this, don't you feel you want to take a nap?
Yeah, but that's because I'm not. Well, actually, I didn't feel like I want to take a nap.
Really?
I got kind of bored, but I happen to like the experiences on this album more than you did. So for me, it's not like a dismal thing. It's like, honestly, it's really, I like the jaded happiness.
I mean, yeah, it's the kind of music that you can sit back, you can look at the skyline, you can just.
For Skyline, it's just he basically repeats the same 2 passages over and over again, and the music changes throughout it. Now, I want to hate it because it seems lazy, but I don't think it was lazy. I think it's, again, this weird artistic placement. The whole song's almost like the world keeps moving on, and if you're really going to show up to do some shit and you don't represent anything, what's the point? And it just kind of repeats it over and over again, which kind of has a certain... it's lame, the artistic connection there. Like, it's not my favorite type of songwriting, but I appreciate what they're doing. And again, if I compare it against a lot of the stuff like this I've encountered, it's really well made. And I appreciate that. And I like the message. I like the don't be fake. I can't hate a message that's saying don't be fake. So for me, it was just, I don't know, 4 on 5, kind of, again, fluffy, like that kind of experience.
You give it a 4 though.
I know, I liked it.
Damn.
I actually thought it was a good experience. Like, this one never got boring for me. The whole way through it goes strong. And I really could, in the right frame of mind. Like, honestly, this is like half asleep, like when I'm really tired on the bus and I need some easy listening. This is what I would call easy listening.
Yeah, I mean, it's driving. It's got a good rhythm again. I feel like this is kind of the anthem of the album. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't change. It reminds me of kind of those popular radio versions of this song, like, hey, you know what I mean? After every verse or whatever.
Yeah.
Except this song felt like it was kind of making fun of those a little bit, which I appreciate. Because this album is definitely like an anti-pop album. Like it takes pop and flips it on its head. Like it's trying. There's a lot of experimentation. There's a lot of extra layers added on that you won't hear in pop music that would kind of annoy the average pop singer. So I appreciate the average pop listener. So I appreciate that. The song itself, again, at this point in the album, going, I don't like U2. This album sounds a lot like U2. I do prefer this to U2.
Okay.
Just because it's a little more modern and it's a little more engaging in terms of the twists and the turns that these guys take, and I guess the multiple different people involved.
There's a lot of talent and brilliance behind it, but it's that level of brilliance that's so brilliant that you need a fucking cipher.
And it's the kind of thing where there's maybe too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And too many ideas being thrown, and again, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So I give this one a 3.
I thought it worked better than that, man. I knew, Jay, you were shaking your head for a minute.
Because of the U2 comment, not because of the song. I actually enjoy the song.
Okay.
Because he likes you too.
Pretty nice, relaxing song. It has a little bit of a pick me up, but very simple, very like nonchalant, just enjoying. I could see this in an elevator or like at a food court. Man. You know, just like this whole CD could be played on repeat in like any mall in North America.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find so
to be fair, most of the artists involved are played in every mall in North America, from like the names you described were.
Yeah, you hear them in H&M. You hear them in fucking
H&B.
American Apparel.
That probably closed down some times.
H&B. Where do you find one of those still?
That's what I mean. They closed down.
Sunrise Records.
What can I say more about this song? Fuck, you know what? I'm getting to the point where this CD is just like, they're trying to be so anti-pop, but there are pop. Like, I feel like it's like they're trying to make fun of it and be like, no, we're not like this, bruh. But they're like so PC that it hurts.
All right, I can see that.
I enjoy this song, so it's a 3.5 for me.
Alright, I guess.
Fuck this shit. 3.5.
It's so hard. I'm gonna really try hard, these guys. Like, I'm sorry for my review. I'm trying to give more. I'm just gonna try to stay happy.
The hours, the minutes, the seconds, the more you are.
I'm really curious here. Jay, why don't you tell us about Stay Happy?
Nah, you can go first.
No, I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
This is so fucking hipster, it hurts. This is like, I actually am looking at my toenails and it really hurts because I have like one that you don't need to know about that, but I want to tear off every single piece of skin on my body to listen to this CD still. It's so like, I don't, it's like they want to be funky and electro and like you said, too many cooks in the kitchen. There's not, this is like fucking 50 Gordon Ramsays throwing each other in a mosh pit.
I actually like this song.
Oh,
I really liked it.
I liked it too. Dude.
I like the intro. I thought it was cute how there was like this like cute a couple of like strummed major chords, and then this like ominous like like sung whatever choral vocal comes in. I dug that, and the song kind of evolved in a weird quirky way, and
I liked her vocals.
Yeah.
I thought I tried to decipher this song, and I'm gonna take a guess. Feel free to correct me, YouTube. But it felt like that this chick was into a powerful person. I'm going to say person, not male or female.
Because binary.
Right. And that person was like a strong revolutionary type, as was indicated by the fist and the wristband line. And she seemed to look at this person like she wanted to be their muse and their inspiration. And they're like presence help define themselves and help them grow into it. But then later on in the song, they start talking about like lies and shit. And I'm starting to get the idea that this dude is kind of, or chick, non-binary shit, right? Is playing this person, and like she'll never be the priority that she wants to be for them, and it's kind of like she doesn't have her own individuality because of the character. And I guess that's something that happens a lot. So it was an interesting like idea, and if I'm wrong, it's still an interesting idea I want to keep thinking about. But man, it was just kind of like, it was just like a soft, minimal, like da 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 walk through the forest. Like if I was in the forest and there was butterflies and shit around, right, and I was just by myself and I was having a leisurely stroll, I would want to have this song on, especially if the butterfly landed on me and stuff. It would be so good, man. But like for most of my life, I would never really want to put this on. It's so like, again, jaded happiness. It's not like really happy, but it feels like it wants to be. It
feels like
it's
you're being
so
forced.
jaded, and it's a lot of what you were describing with the ironies and stuff. But yeah, I gave this actually a 4. I thought it was really fun.
What is it with you guys today? You're just like, oh, fuck,
I'm not
4.
saying fuck. I'm saying it's confusing. I'm enjoying these.
I just had one last comment with this song. Like you said something about the vocals, and I forgot to say this. I felt like the vocals completely did not match the tone of the song.
It's like,
And
okay,
if that's the irony of it. Then
See,
I have some irony. How about you try going with a tune?
That's what I enjoyed about it, because the music was so fluffy and the vocals were so like everything's in key and everything works and it harmonizes really well, and the vocals were still so ominous but in such a major way, and I really appreciated that. And a song titled "Stay Happy," again, ironically, like
see, the thing is it's not about
I don't want you.
an inability to
Okay, please,
appreciate
I'm
it.
leaving.
I see what this one's trying to do, right?
See you trying to change
in
the
the
song.
"Cash Me Outside." How about that?
Yeah.
I don't hate this shit. It's not that it's shit. It's like watching a foreign film. Sometimes you're really in the mood for a foreign film, so it's great. And then sometimes you're just not in the mood for it, and so
Which
it's
is
not
95%
good.
of the time.
But that's it. So that's how I feel about this. For that 5%, and I was in the right place to listen to this album when I reviewed it. So my grades are like solid for it. It's a legitimate emotion.
I
But
want you to listen to the CD again while you're awake.
no, like I understand that I'm not gonna like it in all the time.
We haven't graded this yet.
I know.
So
I know.
I'm gonna drop my 4 on this right now, and I think this is gonna be one of the only 4s that I'm giving on this one. I dig this track. I'm giving it a 4. Jay's gonna give it a 0.
Give me a 2.
Okay.
It's better.
Because I want to take a shit after listening to this.
Yo, the next one, Vanity, Pail, Kids.
Like my friend here.
Jay, earlier you said that if there were no vocals on this album, you would have really liked it more. And this song came close to that, in my opinion, because the vocals were so buried. I couldn't understand anything. It was just kind of like this hidden little instrument. So it was more or less in my head almost an instrumental. And it is a fantastic fucking instrumental to me. It was such a great experience to hear this track.
I was so moved by this song.
Okay.
It was so good.
Did you really like it?
Actually, I really enjoyed this one.
Okay.
I feel like it took 6 songs for them to actually get me interested. And you can see that through this song. So I was actually happy with it. I like the darkness, like the heaviness of it. I felt like I was ready to have a boss battle. And something was going to happen. Why do I reference games? Because this sounds like you would hear this whole CD in a video game too.
That's
Like,
true.
It's very electric, funky, then horrible trash into one. And it's interesting. It was good. The vocals, like you said, were distorted to the point where I couldn't understand it, and I didn't mind it. I like the... And you know what? Usually when I hear electro music or techno-ish or whatever you want to call it, it's usually upbeat, but it was kind of dark, and it was the first time I've experienced that in maybe in a long time. So that gave me a little bit of like, oh, I'm excited now. The only sad part, the negative thing I can say about the song is it took 6 songs to get to this, and that's sad. So my grade for this actual one is a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was more, at least the intro, and then like it keeps driving throughout, but I felt like it was more in line with like the industrial metal of like the late 80s, early 90s, like we're talking Antichrist Superstar or like Manson or like White Zombie, Ministry, bands like that like like heavy tom drum beat, and then you got the guitar slide coming there, like the noisy kind of like really urgent riffing that went on. And I really felt like this track was kind of the kick in the ass the album was waiting for. I don't necessarily know. It might have been too late. But
We'll find out.
it's right in the middle of the fucking album, right? Like this is track 6 of 12.
It's right before the. Oh yeah. No,
So
you're right.
I mean, this was a good place to put it.
This is halfway home.
It's a weird track for this album, I
don't
think.
know about that though, right? Like, I feel like if what you're saying is a Jan experiment and stuff, then I think part of that is to shock you.
Yeah.
And
No,
so
I
you've just gone through this kind of blah 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 blah, floaty floaty floaty, and then some energy, but you can't even really hear what they're saying. It's fucking weird to me.
But the energy might be too late to pick up because now you might be passed out and the song might come up.
Nah,
and
man,
like,
I'm
what?
okay with this album so far. This kind of like I felt this shift was good, man. This to me was near perfect.
Again, like in terms of the vocals, like you look at a track by Manson, like Angel with Scabbed Wings, for example, and it's the same kind of distortion on the vocals. Like you can barely understand what he's saying on that track, and that's like that's one of my favorite Manson tracks. Like I like this.
I'm really okay with it on this song. I don't know what it's about, so I can't give it a perfect song. But I gave this a 4.5 on 5, dude. This is my favorite one so far. For real, I really like this track.
Yeah, I give it another 4. I dug it. It's
All
cool.
right. So the next one is really. This is it, man. This is the crux of everything we've been building up to.
You wanna
It's
hug
the
a friend?
Hog of
Oh
Thunder.
man.
So this was the Feist song.
You're a Feist.
The
Right.
Feist song. And it's also the title track.
Oh, actually, can I say something, please?
Yes, you
So
can.
I was doing research, and so Hug of Thunder was the release single of. They released the single on May 15th, 2017. Leslie Feist, longtime member of this band, hasn't been on the CD for quite a while actually, and this is the first time she's been back in a long time. I think since the self-titled album they released in 2005, Sentimental X. So that was pretty interesting tidbit I found out.
Yeah, and I like this song because I don't know what to say to that. Sorry, I'm like they're like a influx group and Feist decided to show up. Did she get super famous and had no time for them?
I don't
Is
know.
that what happened?
No, I think no.
'Cause
What
that's
happened was she didn't want to be a part of it anymore. I think
Uh.
she wanted to break. She wanted to do her own stuff, and then she came back and she was a part of the original. She's one of the the original group members.
Okay.
Right.
And then she just didn't I guess maybe she didn't like the way it was going.
Okay.
And then she's like, okay, I need money. I'm gonna come back.
All right, but this
enough.
song was like she opened up her diary and read her diary and was like, why did I write this down? And then she read some moving stuff and said, wow, I remember this when I stopped that guy from killing himself is what I took from the little part of that story or something to that effect. And that was significant. And it's crazy how there are some moments in life that are more significant than other moments that are less significant. Memory is weird. And then the song ended. And like it was such a strange experience. Like I'm loving it. It's fucking with me, in a strange tickling me kind of way that is so pleasant because
Stranger danger.
there's like no fucking negativity here. It's just this is like when I was thinking about it because Syd's here, so it's apt. But that Nickelback song where they were remembering their hometown, it's kind of like what it wanted to be. Like
Yeah.
a meaningful song about like recollecting on old days and shit. And so I highly appreciated where it was coming from. Again, near perfect because it was just off a little bit. Like by the end, I was like, okay, it's 5 minutes. This could have been a good minute shorter. Would have been a little tighter. But I give it a 4.5 on 5. I can get lost in this shit, and her voice is so lovely.
Yeah. I think it was a good choice to title the album after this track. Because I think musically this is one of the stronger tracks just because it's so much simpler than the rest of them. And there's not a lot of that extra bullshit that they tried to throw on top. Like they let the song breathe and they let the rhythm be the rhythm and the melody be the melody. And like she adds like the vocals are done in a really rhythmic way. It's almost like a rap.
Right.
And I really appreciated that. And again, it's really simple, but at the same time,
Cartography, bro.
cartography, bro.
I really love that line. I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I dug this one. I give it a 4 as well. Here we go.
No, I'm actually not gonna shit on it much. I actually enjoyed
Just
it.
a
It was
dingleberry.
very cute, very fluffy. What you want to say? Very Care Bear. The only thing I didn't like was when you got to the chorus. Before you got there, you had that little random part of the humming and like la la la, type of thing.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that.
Okay.
I just didn't like that. So I gave it a 3.5.
All right.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Okay, so I guess Towers and Masons is
Yeah.
next. Syd, why don't you start us off for once?
This was a good song. No, but the vocals were pretty shitty.
Yeah, 'cause it
I
sounds like
couldn't
it
understand
was
a
like the
fucking
mumble
thing.
rap of
Yeah,
rock.
I mean, they were trying to go for that like Beatles-esque, like kind of wispy, floaty vocals on top of a really driving rhythm, and the rhythm was really, really driving. And it was what was cool is that it was really coherent in the sense that the guitar and the bass stuck together, which doesn't happen a lot on this album. I feel like they made a point to try and not do that for most of the tracks, and on this one everything moves together and it really feels like a really tight, really well crafted piece of pop music, and I really appreciated that. Maybe as I get older, I don't know what good music is anymore, but I really appreciated this track, except for the vocals. I thought they were really superfluous and really useless, so I give it a 3.5 just because that shit could have been better, but instrumentally top notch, on point, well done.
That is fair. See, I, again, have been on this experience trip on this album, right? And at this point, I feel like if you picture this album as a bit of a movie, it's one of those weird art films. And I was in the mood for it. So this part of the journey without vocals again, because, I mean, I know they were there, and I know that if I really strained, I could have listened, but I put this song on twice in a row with the specific intent of figuring out what the fuck he said. But I got so lost in the music both times that I couldn't listen to what he said. So I don't know what it's about, but it felt really good, and I could bump it. And I'm debating if I would plus this on Spotify. I think I would put this on like a weird playlist that's not my normal main plussing it on Spotify shit, right?
Bathroom breaks.
But like just for its own thing, it's not that main music, but it does have like this great feel and energy. This is one of the only ones I'd actually really be cool to see live, right? This and that other industrial, and I think it would be a good experience. And you're right, it does move in a great way. 4.5 on 5. I thought it was near perfect. Same criticism about the vocals as the last one. I thought was like that.
So, hi guys. I
Hi.
thought it was very bland. It was very boring for me. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I was very disappointed. I'm like, overall, the tone for the CD is like, if they're trying to be so rebellious on it and be so anti everything establishment, whatever they're trying to protest or whatever they're trying to say, it's like they did one thing. They made sure you cannot understand half of the song, and that sucks. I'm starting to see the pattern of like wanting to skip every song. Like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it at all.
Okay.
It took too long to it's taking too long. Like, there's only one plus song on this CD for me so far. It's gonna be interesting. I gave it a 8.5.
0.5.
Yeah.
Okay, 0.5.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay. I guess
Man, that's yeah, like
Jay's
a victim lover. I don't know.
Victim lover.
Yeah, I don't know what the songs. I stopped caring about what the songs were about. I know that if I actually paid attention, I'd hate it more. I feel like Jay, if I really paid attention, but it's not
That's
what
a
it's
horrible
about,
thing to
right?
say.
I
Yeah.
guess maybe somebody out there loves this deep ass weird poetry. It's not my thing, but the sound was pretty good. It's just that it was less engaging. It was a little more on the. I've already heard this a little bit on this album before.
It's every song.
No, there's some songs that are a little bit different, but this kind of falls back into the more fluffy, ambient kind of feel. And you're right, like what we were discussing before. If you want to actually describe your feelings,
I mean, I just want to say something as to the vocals. We were talking about this a little bit before we recorded, where I was saying like, it's in the sense of like in a lot of metal, the vocals just don't matter. Like
Right.
they're not what's important. So they're more of a percussive thing.
which is
And I
right.
feel like on this album, the vocals just don't matter most of the time. And I don't know if that's what they were going for. They were trying to put forward some kind of message, and the lyrics are supposed to be important, but they're not there. They're not in the forefront there. And a lot of the time, they're just really boring.
Yeah.
So I mean, whether or not that was the intent, that's kind of what's happening. But for me, this track could have just been a bass line, because the bass line is fucking perfect. It's groovy as fuck. It's got this sweet little R&B lick going to do 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 boo do. Like I
That's
love
what
it.
he was right about.
Just getting up to the high notes on that bass, man. And this one, the bass has just killed it. Everything else was real. Like, again, if this had just been a bass line, it would have been a 5 on 5.
You know what it is, man? It's just that some of these songs can get really engaging. Like, they're like a really cool ride at a theme park. And this one's like, it's like a 3-star ride.
This is
I-
the no. This is
it's
the
not
ride
like
you
a
take your
bad
kid on.
ride. No, it's not that ride.
It's that stupid fucking
that ride is like
that
protest song.
horse.
This is like a ride with a little bit of a thrill to it, but it doesn't have the same
Merry-go-round,
thrill
that's
as, let's say, Towers and the one
Mason.
Basins. That one
Yeah.
had more of a thrill to it. So following that song made me like this song just a little bit less, but it was still good enough to get me going. 4 o'clock. 4. Fuck 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a 3 on this one, just cause bass great, everything else meh.
Welcome back to Jay. This is the part of where I should. No, how I felt. It was okay. It was nothing. It was just empty space. This is something. I feel like it wasn't completed.
Okay.
It's a question mark. I actually put question marks on my notes. I wanted to understand, but it just didn't have the drive to figure out your message. It's like when you're breaking up with someone and they're like telling you, "I'm just trying to give you some excuse."
Okay.
And I'm just like, I just don't care anymore. Okay, you're out of this. Fine, bye, leave. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not gonna figure it out. I don't care. It was weird though.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. That's one thing about the CD. Like, it makes you think at times. It might not be the best thoughts. Might not be the greatest. Worst thoughts might be the greatest. Whatever. It does challenge you to get out of your comfort zone. I find.
Okay.
Which I enjoyed in that part. So I give this one a nice 2.5.
All right.
Fair enough.
Jay,
Yes.
would you please take me away with you? Hey, why don't you take us through your experiences on this one?
This is what I wrote. Very bullshit song. Not a fan. The electric part sucks. I kind of enjoyed the singing at parts. But it's just like it. You know what the problem with me in the CD is? It's too mellow. I need a little bit of oomph, and I'm not getting
Okay.
enough oomph. I'm not getting enough. It's just like, if you have ADD, don't listen to this.
I gotta say that this is one of the cheesier songs on the album. It's like Buddy can't cope with life, so wants to run away, and that just seemed to be the whole song.
I'll give it a 3.
I actually give it a 3 too. I'm right there with you.
I
Like,
think
after the
mine's
la-
a pity 3 though.
Like for me though, I felt the last few songs were like really excellent, like right. So I'm on this great experience, like I'm at the really cool part of the movie in the middle where things are like rolling along, and then like all of a sudden some like thing that was supposed to be climatic happens, but instead was so anticlimactic it killed my vibe a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess, is this it? Did you just change to this? Is this what the next 2 songs are going to be? I got, like, kind of sad here. I
Spoiler
started
alert,
going,
yes.
like, fuck, this isn't necessarily what I want out of this. And mostly, it was what the song was about. It felt weird, right? Maybe, again, it's supposed to be ironic, criticizing that a lot of people just want to run away. But it kind of just made it invalidated almost a lot of some of the other stuff I felt that they did project that were interesting, thought-provoking ideas. So the cheese factor on this was high, and I give it a 3. It was well-made, corny shit.
And you said?
The song was boring. It makes the album too long. It's dumb. It didn't need to be there. It's 5 minutes of my life that I'm never gonna get back, and it gets a 1 from me. And that's all I got. That's all I have to say about it.
You know what's funny about the next song coming up?
What?
It should have been the next. It should have been after the 3rd song, because I would have been like, "Is this ever going to get better?" It's going to get better, guys. This song is interesting.
Oh, but it can't get worse.
It can't get.
See,
no,
that's-
it can get worse. And
I
if
think
you heard
that's
this song, you
I think
you're-
that's what the song was going for. It kind of felt like it was reaching. It was like saying stuff like it has to get better because it can't get worse, because that's something that a lot of people believe for some stupid reason. That
You
things
think
actually
they
can't
review
get
their
worse.
CD before they put it up?
Yeah, somebody does.
Are
One
you
of them's
sure?
in charge.
Just nobody listened
There's,
to
like,
it.
From what I understand, there's 2 of them that are like the main guys, and everybody else is kind of fluffier in terms of their membership in the group. So if you look at it, like every song has static executive producers between these 2 dudes. Anyway, I just what
Can I say something, please?
what
I got the perfect analogy for this super band.
okay.
This super band failed so bad that it made me feel like I was listening to Dane Cook.
Fair.
Oh,
But I don't think that this song
shots
fails.
fired in all directions.
I think that this song actually, the more I think about it, is attacking a perspective, right? And it's attacking that perspective that things are just going to get better by circumstance. Like just by naturally, organically, things are going to get better because fuck, they can't get any worse. Some shit I hear a lot of old people saying. And I imagine that these folks, given the tenures of their careers, are on the older side of life. And I imagine that they're just trying to, again, with that irony and all that shit, write a song that sounds like one thing to make fun of them.
All right then.
I mean, you had a lot to say about this track.
Thank you
I
for making
I
that.
gave it a 4. I liked it.
almost want to say exactly what I said about the last track, where this song is 5 minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back. It was boring. It was silly.
What?
It was. I mean, again, I'm gonna give a little more credit because the drummer saves it. The rhythm is cool.
I like the
He
singing
plays
girl.
well. I did not like the singing. I thought it was stupid. I thought it didn't fit. I thought it was almost pretentious.
Booey.
In the way that it's. I don't know. This album is 10 minutes too long, and this
Okay.
track and the last track could have been cut, and it would have gotten a much higher grade from me.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna give this one a 2, just because of the drumming saves it. Otherwise, I felt like it was useless and pointless.
And Mr. J?
I gave it a 1
Oh, brother. Okay,
because I
okay.
thought it could have got better.
Okay. So last one, guys.
Mouth guards of the apocalypse.
I fucking like it.
Okay.
I fucking like this
I
song.
really like this song too.
Yeah.
I like this song because it means the end of the CD.
Okay, so Jay, let's
Alright.
get your haterisms out of the way.
Yeah.
So the problem with this song, it took too long to get to the exciting part. Honestly, the singer is so distorted you can't understand anything. The song just shit. I'm happy that it's the end. I was really happy.
Thank you.
All right.
How is this the mouth guards to the apocalypse? How?
Okay. Title aside,
Thank you, Jay.
I really
Fuck.
I thought this was a really great way to
I
close
think
out the album.
3
Sorry.
minutes of instrumental before singing is bold, and it worked.
It didn't work.
It worked so well.
I thought that it kind of like it followed like a classical structure of like 3 movements. As
Right.
opposed to like verse, chorus, whatever. Like there was the instrumental intro,
Yeah.
and then there was the more exciting part in the middle that was like the meat.
I feel like you're trying to make
I'm
me
not.
love them
I'm
'cause you're
not.
explaining it
This
right
is
at
this
me.
is why I love this song. I feel you give me this look right now, like what the fuck is this guy saying?
No, I
But, like,
understand. I
You don't understand. You're trying. We're
I get so like I felt like it followed the classical model of like the 3 movements, like the instrumental build up, and then like the big like section in the middle, and then the again the instrumental strings fade out.
Butterfly stuff.
And what I felt about the outro, I really enjoyed the outro of the song, and I felt like they could have mirrored that as an instrumental intro to the album. Instead of what they actually used as the intro to the album, and that would have worked a lot better
know
to
what?
bookend.
Now that I'm
The
thinking
album?
about my hip hop album experiences, it's like when they tie that outro to the intro in a really direct way. So they almost started it off with like this violin-y build-up thing, and then they end it with
Yeah,
very-
because that's how any good story works, right? You tie the end back around in the beginning, and everything wraps up.
You
And
know,
I
you're
felt like they
making
had
me
an
like this
opportunity.
song even more.
I love the song, but I felt like they missed the opportunity to make the album feel like an album, as opposed to just like a series of random experiments thrown at each other. So the song gets a 4.5 from me because
Nah,
it's
this
really
song's a
well
5.
written.
You know why?
Um,
Because it's almost like a self-enclosed movie within this movie, and it's got its own life to it. And if like you were saying, you didn't want vocals, fine. They gave us something with very few vocals, and I loved it. And it's like 3 minutes. It's almost like a full song, and then it just transitions. And like you were saying with the 3 acts, but it's so it creates like a great story arc almost within itself musically, and it just ends in such a triumphant almost way. Like, okay, things are gonna actually be okay. Because the first part with the album introduction, it ends on a very ominous note, and here it ends in a higher, more epic note. And I thought that was a subtle way of tying it together, though they could have done this a lot better. But this track's a 5 for me. It was definitely my favorite one off this album.
You can hate some more now.
I gave it a 1. That is all.
All right. What'd you get? 4.5. I apologize.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.5.
So-
Just because, again, I felt like missed opportunity. They could have done more with it because it's a great track, and they could have tied it together with the beginning of the album and made it like a really, really stellar album. And instead, it's a good album.
Okay, so what'd you give the album as an album?
I personally give it a 3.5.
Okay. And Jay, like
After listening to this lovely CD,
lovely.
I gave it a 2.
I give it a 4. I thought it was for what it is. It's really great. It's not like in my realm of liking stuff, so I had to just drop my opinion.
Did you plus any of the songs?
No, as I'm saying, it's not shit I would go out of my way to listen to. But what I could see myself doing is sitting at my desk at work one day and going, I'm going to bump fucking Hog of Thunder. And then, I know, it's a weird sentence. But then I hit play.
Bump it.
And then for like an hour while I'm writing a boring ass blog article about PDFs, I would be having some epic music to put me into a more customer friendly mood, you know? Like
you can't listen to the CD and wear a Vans Warped shirt, you know, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
This is exactly the type of band that gets thrown onto the Warped Tour all the time.
These days.
These days.
Anyway.
Back in the day, too.
So
Kurt Cobain would have turned in his grave if he heard this.
Was Kurt
Cobain would have loved this.
He probably would have shot
It's exactly the type of shit that Kurt Cobain probably listened to every fucking night.
All right.
Until he did this.
But I mean, when you're depressed, you're depressed, you know?
All right, let's wrap this up.
All right. 3.5. Broken social scene.
Fair
4. Shitty.
Yeah, basically. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, comment below, let us know what you think. Explain, be our translators. That's our request here because we don't get this shit fully. And yeah, have a great week next time and all that stuff.